do this around somebody who's sensitive to nails on a chalkboard.
Oh.
So I'm going to be making the pin brooch and finishing up the whole brooch.
Nice anvil.
And thank you. Isn't that sweet? Yeah, I look like a giant. Anyway, I'm working in the Viking style. The Vikings like to have the little tendrils and things, where the Celts tended to stay more just with the rounds and the ovals. So.
Take a liking to a Viking.
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
So twist it one way and then twist it back.
Yep. And with time and practice, it gets easier and better. There we go. Hi, how you doing?
Making a video. That's the Viking
I
style.
was wondering, I haven't seen what you were doing here.
Yeah.
Thought you were seeing how she done it.
Making up the penannular brooch, and the Celts like to keep things simple in the circle, and very often though you'd have the animal heads, and then the Vikings would do the animal heads too, the dragon or the dog or the horse, and then oofta.
Oofta.
Yeah, sure, you betcha. So I'm gonna hammer this out a little bit, and sometimes we fight the
twist it
wire.
up and then you got to flatten it.
Yep. And I'm working with the spool here because I haven't cut. I could cut my length now, and then it'd be a little less cumbersome. Yeah. And the cold forging is a whole lot more portable. You don't have to get your coal and everything else. Thank you. And I'm gonna kind of guess to make my length about to there. Thank you. The metal, it go from monk to pink as you work hard in it. It changes. You're rearranging all those little electrons in the structure of the molecules. What I'm working here is with jeweler's bronze. It makes me look like a giant when I reach my hand over it.
Oh, when they see your hand out there, they'll know better.
Yep.
It's a lot of work.
It is, but it's a pleasure, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't usually do any two that are quite exactly alike, because if it's all the same, you may as well have a factory job because you'll make more money at it than being an artist. But there's exploring how things are going to turn out when you do them different. It's real fun.
You gotta have strong hands too.
Yeah. Oh, you should see me when I took blacksmithing classes. It's not the hobby to take up to your 6th decade of life, I can tell you.
Glass, did you say?
Not blacksmithing.
Oh, blacksmith. Oh, yeah.
I had to cold pack my wrists and my hands, and then warm pack them, and then cold pack them again. Because I get up in the morning, it was like, Yeah. But when I was younger, I didn't know that I was going to love doing that so much. So I didn't know I was going to be allowed to do that. When I was in high school, the year before me was the first time that my high school allowed girls to take woodworking. The year before my senior year. So my senior year, I was in the class, and I loved it.
I know there never was any girls in our woodworking.
Yeah. Oops. In junior high, we girls had to do home ec, the sewing and the cooking. Well, I was okay with the cooking, but the only thing that kept me from getting an F in the sewing part was those 3 weeks in the wood shop. I got an A plus, and it brought my grade in home economics up to a D minus. When those 3 weeks were averaged in. It's a lot of playing with it, coaxing it, caressing it. You can't force the metal. You've got to kind of relate to it, coax it along. Okay, people, please, with the cheddar head chop. Yeah, my concept of young has changed. I look at the westerns I used to watch when I was a kid, and those guys that I thought were, you know, huh? Yeah, the guys that I thought were old men, and then now they're handsome young fellas. It's like, really?
There's only one guy.
Oh well. You know, it is what it is. We get in this life, we get older and we get dead. Getting older is more fun in spite of the challenges. Now I have pretty much got my pin created, and it'd be way too long if it was done in the traditional manner, but it's going to be done different. So the Viking manner, and with the rest. It's going to be a brooch, a 10-annular brooch, and this was a great advance in technology when the basic form came along about 200 BC. The Celtic culture, while they were still in Northern Europe, before they went really kind of took over the British Isles, and the Romans picked it up from them. Took it to Rome, and from there it spread all over. And the Vikings tended to like to do things with tendrils and things. So that's why I say these are in the Viking style. Hello, Annie. Hi there. How you doing today? Wonderful. We're doing a video. Isn't that cool? Yeah, he's videotaping. Well, you have the most gorgeous shoes. Thank you. And you know, I got. Is it okay if I mention the gallery on the video?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, you don't walk or work barefoot with your toes, by what I recall. And these are available at Gallery Lacrosse. Local artists who all have their own little shop within our shop. And then downstairs, the bestseller frames, Clasp on. We're getting there. A lot of this is coaxing and caressing and talking it into being what you want it to be. And forming and reforming until it's ready. I think my first one took me the better part of an hour and a half to make, and it was very simple. Very, very simple. In fact, it's over on the table over there. That the one that's with the really long pin. That was my very first one. That took me the better part of an hour. And there's folklore about the length of the pin. Metal was exceptionally precious back in the day. Didn't matter if it was gold or silver or tin or bronze, it was precious. Very hard to come by. So if you would use metal in an excessive way, like having an extra long pin, it was an ostentatious display of wealth. So it came to be understood if you got poked and got to somebody, you couldn't recover any damage.